Hi, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I would like to show you how to make this beautiful motif. Now, everybody's all obsessed, with granny squares and stuff like that, but there are so many other options out there that you can make all these different motifs and combine them into one large blanket or whatever you want to make, or just to learn a different kind of motif. So this one is a round one, obviously, and it is based on the granny square, right? Only it doesn't have the corners. It's just made in the round. And I also want you to take a look at the thickness of this yarn. This is a bulky weight yarn, and I used a larger hook. Okay, and it's going to change how it looks completely. You can make this with a smaller yarn, a smaller hook, and a thinner yarn, and you're going to get a completely different look. um, Let me know in the comments if you would like me to make this or any of the other motifs in a different size yarn so that you can see how it looks. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make this one. Okay, I'll be right back. I'll see you in a minute. Go ahead and get started. So for today's project, I'm using the Red Heart with Love metallic yarn. And it does have a recommendation of a size 6 and I'm sorry, of a size K hook. Okay, but I'm going to be using a larger hook size because I kind of like the way it looks with a larger one. But you can go ahead and use whatever hook you want. You can go ahead and use the one that the label has recommended. You can use a larger one or a smaller one. That's part of the joy of crochet, is that it's not really, you can change things up and get a different outlook. Okay, so I started with a magic loop here. And if you want a tutorial on how to do a magic loop, I do have one. And I will put it in the description. I'll link it in the description. So I've gone ahead and I've done my magic loop, and I'm going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then in this is going to count as a double crochet. This chain 3 is going to count as a double crochet. So I'm going to go ahead and make 2 double crochets into this magic loop. So here's 1 and here's 2. Okay, here's my second one. Okay, so remember, this first chain 3 counts as 1, and then I have 2 more double crochets in the loop. Okay, and then I'm going to chain 1 after that. Then I'm going to go ahead and make another 3 double crochets into this magic loop. And if you would like a tutorial on how to make double crochets, I'll go ahead and put that in the description as well. So we're going to do 3 double crochets in here. Okay, that's 3, and then we're going to chain 1, and I'm going to go ahead and do that 2 more times. I'm going to start to tighten up my loop a little bit, and you can do that by just giving the tail a little tug. Okay, not much, because I don't want to close it up just yet. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make 3 more double crochets in here. Here's 1, here's 2, and here's 3. Then I'm going to chain 1 and do 3 more double crochets into my magic loop. 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to do a chain 1. Okay, so sorry. So then with this chain 1, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slip stitch it to the top of the chain. Remember, when we started, we had the chain here, so I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch into the top of that chain. Okay, here we go. I made it a little tight. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and tug my tail right there and close up that hole. Okay, so now in my magic loop, I have 4 sets of 3 double crochets and a chain 1. I did that 4 times all the way around, okay? So that is round 1. Let's go ahead and do round 2, okay? All right, so we're going to go ahead and do round 2. So for round 2, we're going to go ahead and chain 3 again. That counts as a double crochet. 1, 2, 3. So people often use, when you're going to the next round or row, people often use a chain 3 as the first double crochet of that round or that row. So I'm going to go ahead and 2 double crochets in that same stitch right in here. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 double crochets in here. Here's 1 double crochet, and here's my second double crochet in that same space. Okay, so now I have the chain 3 and 2 double crochets. Okay, then I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to do 3. I'm going to look for that space from the previous round. You see it right here? And I'm going to do 3 double crochets in that chain 1 space. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then I'm going to chain 1, and so we have 3 double crochets from the previous round. Here's the first one. Let me show you. So here are the double crochets from the previous round right here. You see that? So here's the first one, here's the second one, and here's the third one. So the first one is usually going to be hidden underneath these stitches that we just made. We're going to skip this one and we're going to go into the second one or the middle of the 3. Okay, and in this stitch right here, we're going to go ahead and make 3 double crochets. Okay, so here's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then we're going to chain 1. Now we're going to go ahead and make 3 double crochets in the chain 1 space from the previous round. Okay, so here's 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to chain 1 and we're going to find that middle stitch again. Okay, so here's 1, here's 2, and here's 3. So we're going to look for that middle stitch. Okay, and we're going to do 3 double crochets in that space, in that, on the top of that middle double crochet. So here's 1, here's 2, and here is 3. Okay, just chain 1, and let's look for that next chain 1 space from the previous round right here. You see it? And we're going to do 3 double crochets in that space. 1, 2, and 3. And let's go ahead and chain 1 and look for the next place we're going to work into. All right, so here's 1, 2, and 3. We're looking for that middle one right here, and we're going to work 3 double crochets right into that space right there, right on the top of that stitch. 1, 2. For double crochet, we're going to yarn over insert our hook, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through 2, and yarn over and pull it through 2. That's the double crochet. And we're going to go ahead and chain 1. Okay, so we're going to look for that next, we're going to look for that final space from the previous round here. You see it? And we are going to make 3 double crochets in there. 1, 2, and then 3. And then we're going to chain 1, okay, because that's what the pattern says. And we're going to look for that chain 3 that we had from the previous round, and we are going to do a single crochet in the top of it, okay? So I'm going to look for the top of that stitch. Yep, where is it? Okay, and I'm going to do a single crochet. I'm going to wrap my yarn around and pull it through, and I have 2 loops, and I'm just going to wrap it around and pull it through both. Okay, now we have our second round. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and do round 3. We're going to work on round 3. So for round 3, we're going to go ahead and chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and this will count as a double crochet. So we're going to look for that space, okay, and we're going to do 2 double crochets in this space, okay. So here's double crochet 1 and double crochet number 2, and because that chain counts as a double crochet, we now have 3 double crochets in that chain space. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to look for our next space right here. You see it? This is our next chain 1 from the previous round, and we're going to go and do 3 double crochets in here. Here's 1, here's 2, and here's 3. Okay, go, and we're going to, the pattern is going to call for us to do chain 3 at the end. Okay, so let's try one more. Okay, together we're going to look for our next space right here from the previous round, and we're going to do 3 double crochets in here. 1, 2, okay, and for a double crochet we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through 2, and pull it through 2. Then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to do that all the way around. Okay, we're going to do 3 double crochets in here, chain 3, all the way around into each chain 2 space, and I'm going to meet you at the end of the round. Okay, we're almost at the end of round 3. So we have done a chain 3 and 3 double crochets in each chain space. So now we're coming up to, this is the last repeat of the pattern, and so when we get to our 3 double crochets in here, what we're going to do is we're going to find the chain from the previous round, and we're going to do a double crochet inside the top of this chain. Okay, I know that's different, and here's my double crochet. Okay, and so you see that made this loop, this space, a really nice size. Okay, so we didn't do a chain 3 at the end here, but we did a double crochet on top of the chain. So we're going to go ahead and get started with round 4. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do round 4. Now I'm making mine with one color. You can go ahead excuse me, you can go ahead and change colors if you want. You can change colors every round, do a different color, or do whatever color combination you want. I just wanted to keep it simple, so I'm just using one color. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with round 4. So for round 4, I'm going to do a chain 3, and remember that for this pattern, the chain 3s count as the first single crochet. And I'm going to go ahead in this space, and I'm going to make 2 double crochets in this space right here. Okay, 2 double crochets. Here's 1 double crochet, and 2 double crochets. And remember that first chain 3 counts as as a double crochet. So technically we have 3 double crochets in there. Okay, all right, then we're going to go ahead and chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to skip this one and look for that middle one right here, and I'm going to do a single crochet right into the middle here, and it'll look better in the next time around. Okay, so I'm going to do a single crochet. All right, now I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to find my next space right there, and I'm going to do 3 double crochets in that space. Okay, here's 1, 2, and then 3. I'm going to go ahead and chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I'm going to skip that first one and look for the middle one, and I'm going to do a single crochet. Single crochet, you insert your hook, pull the yarn through, you have 2 loops, yarn over and pull it through. And I'm going to do 3, a chain 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to find my next space, and I'm going to do 3 double crochets in that space. 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, my yarn split, and 3 double crochets. I'm going to go ahead and chain 3 when I'm done. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to skip this stitch, find the middle one, the second one, and I'm going to do a single crochet in there. And this is what we're going to do all the way around. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and keep going, and I'm going to meet you at the end of the round. Okay, we are coming to the end of this round, and I wanted to finish it off with you. So let's go ahead and do chain 3. Okay, look for our next space and do 3 double crochets in that space. Here's 1, here's 2, and here's 3. Then I'm going to do a chain 3. Here's 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to find that next space. We're going to skip this one, do it into the second one right here, and do a single crochet. Then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 2, and 3. Then I'm going to look for that previous chain 3, and I'm going to do a slip stitch in there, okay, to finish off this round. Slip stitch is just insert the hook and pull the yarn through all the loops that you have on your hook. Okay, here we go. You see that? Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and do round 4, okay? We're going to do the 5th and final round. Now, here's another option. You could make the whole motif in the color, and then when you get in one color, then when you get to the last round, you can choose a separate color. But again, I want to keep it simple. I just want to show you the stitch, so I'm just going to stay with my same color. So we're going to finish this round. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to single crochet in that same space. Okay, here we go. Then I'm going to find the next 2 stitches. Here's 1 stitch right here from the previous round, and I'm going to single crochet in there, and then I'm going to single crochet in here. Okay, then in this space here, the chain 3 space from the previous round, I'm going to do 3 single crochets. Okay, here's 2, and there's 3. Then I'm going to look for the next chain 3 space, and I'm going to make 3 single crochets in there. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look for that stitch right there, and I'm going to single crochet in the next 3 double crochets from the previous round. 2, and then there's 3. So you can see why it would look really lovely in a separate color, right? Then I'm going to find my chain space, and I'm going to make 3 double crochets in this chain right here, space from the previous round, and in the next chain space right here, 3, 2, and then 3. So I'm going to single crochet in every double crochet, and I'm going to make 3 single crochets in every chain space. Okay, I'm not going to do anything with this stitch. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and do that all the way around. Okay, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. Okay, I'm going to finish off this last round together. Okay, so I'm up to the 3 double crochets from the previous round, and I'm going to make a single crochet in each one. Here's 1, 2, and 3. Then we have the space from the previous round, the chain 3 space, and we're going to do 3 single crochets in there, 2 and 3. Then we have the next chain 3 space, and we're going to do 3 single crochets in there, 2 and 3. And then when you're done with that last one, you're going to find the one from the previous, you're going to find the single crochet that we did before, and we're just going to slip stitch it to finish off the round. And then you're going to cut it off, and there you have, look at that is lovely. So this is the motif, and I hope that you enjoyed making it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I have a lot more motifs and stitches that I would like to show you. So go ahead and click that subscribe button, click the like button, share it with some of your friends, and let me know in the comments what yarn you chose, what hook size you chose, and let me know what you think about this motif. And I will see you next time. Te veo.